Hey there, Miss Jody Ann here, and I'm just out and about on this beautiful and sunny day. Hope you're enjoying your day too. And doing a little reading, as you know, the theme of the hour. And always, because it's one of my favorite things to discuss, is words. I'm kind of a word nerd, if you haven't noticed already. And this book is literally called Words. And it is so short, sweet, and to the point. It's literally like 32 pages. But let's just get started. So, the first chapter is Talked to Death or Life. And it says, Jesus himself said, "For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned." So when I was meditating on this subject, one word from this text kept going over and over in my spirit, and that was the word words. Something on the inside of me seemed to impress me to teach on words. Words are more important than a lot of us realize. Words make or break us. Words heal us or make us sick. According to the Bible, words destroy us or make us full of life, happiness, and health. Our words, the words we spoke yesterday, made life what it is today. That agrees with what Jesus said in Mark chapter 11, verse 23. "For verily I say unto you that whosoever shall say unto this mountain, Be thou removed, and be thou cast into the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart, but shall believe that those things which he saith shall come to pass, he shall have whatsoever he saith." You gonna have what you gonna say. That's basically what that means. So, you could read it like this: he shall have whatsoever, or the words he speaks. In June 1943, I was starting a meeting for Pastor A in East Texas oil fields. He had had a serious heart attack, and one of the neighboring pastors told me, "Brother Hagin, for 2 or 3 days, the doctor tried to get us to quit praying for Pastor A. He was between life and death, and the doctor said, you're holding him here by your prayers and faith." I need those kinds of friends, right? He was between life and death, and the doctor said what he said. If he does revive, which I doubt, his mind will never be right because the blood didn't get to his brain for more than 10 minutes. But we couldn't just stop praying for him, the pastor said. We kept praying. The third day, Pastor A revived, his mind is all right, and the doctors are shocked. So Pastor A had not resumed preaching yet. His wife, who was also a minister, was filling in the pulpit. My wife and our children and I stayed in the parsonage with them, and we all went to church in one car. One night, Pastor A started to make an announcement, and he said it all backwards. The minute he got into the car, his wife said, "You made a mess of that. It's just like the doctor said. I guess you'll have to quit preaching." My wife spoke up and said, "There's nothing wrong with Kenneth's mind, yet he did worse than your husband. Kenneth got his tongue tangled up 3 times tonight." But Pastor A's wife said, "You'll have to quit preaching." She was constantly telling him what he couldn't do. So fast forward to the end of the story. He tells Pastor A's wife that, hey, if you keep on talking like that about your husband, he's gonna die. And so he said, I tried to get her to stop, but she just shook her head no and wouldn't listen. Oh, wait, she said, so she simmered down and said, "Brother Hagin, we've known for a number of years, and we know how God uses you, so I'll accept that from the Lord." While we were there, she did better. A year later, though, we were visiting them again, and she was right back to her old ways, talking death to her husband, saying, "You're gonna die. You'll never make it." I tried to get her to stop, but she shook her head no and wouldn't listen. Then, a few months later, I was holding a revival for a friend who pastored Brother A's home church. And while I was in that revival, they came and preached where? At Brother A's funeral. I compared notes, and it was almost exactly 2 years from the day that I had given that word to his wife. So, not only is it important the words that you say, but carefully examine the words that are being spoken over your life by those who are closest to you. Even the people who are well-meaning, even the people who love you like cooked food, may come with their negativity, and they're speaking over your life, over your health, over your work, and they're speaking death over your life. And you may be wondering why certain things aren't working out for you, why certain things seem to fall apart every time you seem to talk to so-and-so. It might just be because they are using their words against your life. But you have the power to counteract that with your words and by shutting certain conversations down. so they don't get to a certain place. But I encourage you to be mindful of not only the words that you are speaking about yourself, but the words that you allowed to be spoken over your life, because life and death is indeed in the power of the tongue. So with that, this is Miss Jody Ann. Watch your words, watch your mouth, and watch your life turn around when you change the way you speak about it. Miss Jody Ann, over and out.